Okay, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be how to beat your winning ad or find your first winning ad using a properly scientific ad testing strategy. So this is the ad structure that I basically use on every account, and I'm going to explain to you how it works and how you can replicate it in every ad account that you manage and improve your results, especially if you're doing e-commerce and you're testing a lot of ads. So what most people do when they are running ads is they have a scaling campaign and a testing campaign. So it's almost always separated. And then usually the structure looks something like this. So you have like a CBO campaign with one ad set, and that just has all your winning ads in it. And then you move anything that wins from your ABO testing campaign into your winner campaign here. And usually you're running like a couple ABO tests. And obviously this budget's much higher, and then this one is maybe 10 to 20% of your overall Facebook ads budget. But what usually happens when you run it like this is that winners get moved from ABO and then get moved into the scaling campaign. And then when the winners get no spend, a lot of the time people will try and force budget in this ad set to these new winners by maybe turning off some of their old ads and trying to get these winners that came from this ABO ad campaign to get spend. And it doesn't really work. What usually happens is that your results get worse when these winners come into your scaling campaign, and you're left with a ad campaign of ads that you've been running for ages, and you haven't actually got any new winners in a long time. And the reason that this happens is because basically Facebook allocates your budget on how watchable your content is in combination with which type of ad is going to get you your conversion goal. So when you're producing content that Facebook likes, it's going to earn spend. And basically Facebook decides that it likes it based on how people respond to the ads, not just by how many people buy from your ads, but also by how many people leave the app after seeing an ad, how many people watch it, how many people like it and share it. There are a whole bunch of reasons why ads are successful, and it's not just your purchase goal or your lead goal that is going to determine where your ad budget goes. So in order to fix this problem and ensure that you're not being inefficient by sending ads into your scaling campaign or forcing budget to ads that are not watchable or Facebook doesn't like, you can use this campaign strategy, which is the only one that I use. So this campaign strategy is going to remove any chance that you can inefficiently spend on Facebook, because you're not forcing budget anywhere where Facebook doesn't want it to go. You're only going to have one campaign, which is on CBO, which means if Facebook's going to allocate the budget for you, you don't have to worry about having separate testing and scaling campaigns. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have one ad set which has all of your winning ads in it. This is if you're making a new campaign. If you've already got a campaign that works and you have a couple ad sets that are doing well, then you don't necessarily have to condense all of those winning ads into one ad set. You can just leave them on. But you're going to have either one ad set or a couple winning ad sets that have only your winning ads in it. And then you're usually going to have at least 2 or 3 other ad sets that you're launching each week that you're going to have alongside this ad set. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, well, when I launch this, I'm going to launch, these other ad sets, but all of the budget's going to go to the winning ads almost every time. Like these ones don't get a lot of spend. And I'm going to get into the 3 things that can happen when you do that. But you have to remember that if you're launching an ad set with ads that are genuinely better than the ones that are already getting budget, the Facebook ads budget will get allocated to them. So if you're launching ads alongside your winning ad set and they're not getting allocated any budget, the obvious answer is that these ads are not better than the ones that are already running. So you don't benefit by forcing spend to these ad sets first, because if Facebook wanted to allocate budget there, it would do it because it's already on CBO. So that's one thing that you need to remember when you're doing this. You need to really trust Facebook, because if you have this idea that you're better at allocating the budget to ads than Facebook is, you're going to end up with this strategy of like constantly trying to force budget to some of your new tests and then eventually wasting spend because you waste all this budget on ABO, forcing budget to these ad sets, and then when you put them into the winning ad set, your other ads just outperform them anyway, and they don't even get any spend. So anyway, this is the way that you're going to run your ads from now on, and once you trust Facebook, you can really be a lot more hands-free, and you don't have to spend as much time in the ads manager, and you can focus on just looking at the results like this. So the 3 things that can happen when you launch one of these ad sets alongside your winners. So let's say we've got one winning ad set, and then on Monday we launch 3 new ad sets. and each ad set maybe has 2 or 3 ads inside of it. Now, what's going to happen is when we check the ads again on Wednesday or Thursday, it could have no spend. So all of the ad sets have no spend except for your winning ad set. Again, this is the one that is getting all of it, and all of these get a few dollars, but that's it each day. Now, what you're going to do in this situation is you're just going to turn the ad sets off that are not getting any spend after 5 to 7 days. If you're at day 5 and it's starting to pick up, then obviously you'll leave them on and see if they get more spend. But if it's been 7 days and they're still either at the same spend or they're actually decreasing from like a few dollars down to maybe 50 cents a day, then you're just going to turn them off. Now, the other thing that can happen is you can get some spend with mixed results. So this sort of gets broken down into 2 branches here. But say you launch those ad sets, maybe one of them starts getting spend and your campaign results either improve marginally or the results are pretty much the same on the campaign level, except now you're splitting the budget between, say, the winning ad set and ad set test 1. Now, in this situation, you would leave ad set test 1 on because it's getting some spend, which is obviously good. This could become a big winner in the future once you allow more time to get more spend and optimize, but it's not making a massive improvement to your campaign immediately or taking up all of the spend, so it's difficult to know if this is an ad set that we can scale with. The other thing that could happen is that ad set 1 could get some spend, but the campaign level results are worse. Now, what I would do in this situation, this is probably the hardest situation to deal with because it's the most difficult to read, but what you're going to do is you're going to monitor and then split test versus on and off. So what I would do is allow ad set 1 to stay on, see if your campaign results stabilize or go back to improving. But if your campaign results are worse, so say your overall campaign cost per result goes from $20 to $25 and this ad set is getting, at least 30 or 40% of the spend, then you would probably consider turning that ad set off, switching back to just running your winning ad sets and seeing if that improves the results. If it does improve the results, then you know that this ad set is most likely getting spend just because the ad is good to watch, but it's not necessarily fantastic for converting your customers. So you might just turn that off from there. Now, this is the most likely result that you're going to have from all of these. And then the second most likely is no spend. It's very common that you're going to launch these tests and they're not going to get any spend because at the end of the day, if your winning ads are doing great already and they've already got a lot of reactions, a lot of the time, the social proof on those ads is very difficult to compete with unless your ad is much better than your previous winning ads. So it's important to not get disheartened if you end up with one of these 2 outcomes. However, the amazing outcome, the best possible outcome that we could get is where you get lots of spend on that ad set and it massively improves your results. And so this is obviously the best outcome from a test. And in this situation, you're just going to increase the budget. So what could happen is that we could launch these ads. And then after a few days of test ad set 1 winning or being launched, it starts taking more of the spend from the winner's ad set. And now this becomes your new winning ad set, which means you can now have both of these ad sets turned on. And then maybe these 2 ads don't get any spend at all. So you just leave them off. And this is, it basically ends up becoming another winning ad set. And then you repeat next week with the exact same process. And what this is going to do is it's going to ensure that you never waste any of your spend. You're going to keep your spend efficient as possible because Facebook is choosing where it goes. And you're going to get the best possible outcome for your money. You're not going to be wasting it on a scaling campaign where you scale ads on a $20 a day budget. And then as soon as you move them into a serious budget, it kills your ad results. So this is basically how I would test. Once you give up control and you just admit that Facebook's AI and machine learning is probably better than you at managing ad budgets, you can confidently test like this and you can slowly turn your campaign into a more scientific testing ground. But yeah, I hope this sort of helps you understand the importance of trusting Facebook and why testing campaigns aren't really necessary anymore. Of course, don't listen to me. If your ads are doing fantastic and you have a testing campaign, don't go and change everything. If you're getting fantastic results, you can just spend more money and do that. Because at the end of the day, if something's working for you, who am I to tell you that it doesn't work? But if your ads are sort of subpar, your results are subpar, or you're struggling to find a winning ad, this, in my opinion, is the best way to do it. It allows you to maximize the use of the Facebook ad budget without spending 10 hours a day in the ads manager flicking ads on and off. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave it a like. I've recently launched a newsletter as well on every Saturday. I give basically free marketing advice, mostly around paid ads and e-com, but also lead generation as well. Pretty much anything that I'm learning. So if you want to get free text-based stuff that you can just read on your phone once a week, go and subscribe to that newsletter. And yeah, I hope this video helps you improve your testing and ad strategy.